We are Baltimore. We are MC.
The Royals roll into Fenway Park, having won 10 of their last 11 games. A three-game series begins tonight with two of the hottest teams in August. Can the resurgent Royals starting pitching tame the best hitting team in baseball? We'll find out on a warm, good hitting night in Boston. Royals baseball goes from the newest stadium in the major leagues to the oldest. A three-game series begins tonight with the Boston Red Sox. And Royals baseball is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Hi everyone, welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. The Royals go from a pitcher-friendly ballpark against a light-hitting offense to the most explosive offense in the major leagues, and in a ballpark that can be a nightmare for pitchers.
They're dangerous. You really have to execute your pitches against this offense or you're not going to win. It's that simple. They're dangerous from top to bottom. First in the order to last, they've got Mookie Betts, who's one of the best. He's an MVP candidate along with Big Papi. Xander Bogaerts, they got them all kinds of stars on this team. Look, our Kubota power stats will show you they're simply the best.
And some other stats will show you that the Red Sox were on a historic pace when they went to Kansas City in May, but the Royals pitching shut them down.
They were lava hot, Ryan. They went from the Red Sox to the smelly Sox once they got a hold of the Royals. The Royals took them, they pitched to them, they shut them down, average with runners in scoring position 211. They totally nullified their big bats, and when they were firecracker hot, they could do it again.
Now if you're the Red Sox, the Royals have the best ERA in the major leagues in August. We talked about how dangerous the Red Sox are. Now let's talk about what the Red Sox should be concerned with. Our Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard. The Royals have the best record in the American League in August. They have the lowest ERA in the major leagues in August.
Yep, and if they continue to pitch, their side should stay on the Central. 6.5 back, that's going to be their ticket. The currency we all know, starting pitching. But the pin to win has been dominant. So if they can continue to pitch against this high potent offense, the Red Sox could be in trouble.
And as good as Danny Duffy has been lately, Ian Kennedy has been the Royals' best starter in August. Sox will see Ian Kennedy. He is our most trusted player, brought to you by Honda, and take a look at what he's done in his last 5 starts.
Oh, this is special. The last 5 starts has been the best over this stretch in his career. Look at this, the opponent average under 200, earned runs only 3. He's keeping the ball in the ballpark, but the main thing, earned run average 0.79. He's been brilliant with his fastball.
The Red Sox tied for first in the East. The Royals are surging in the Central. An important 3-game series for both teams. The lineups and the first pitch are coming up next. Began tonight. Allie Reisman, who is from nearby Needham, threw out the first pitch. Before she did so, she let David Ortiz wear her gold medal and her 2 silver medals. The ball was not carrying to home plate tonight.
That's okay.
But it was down the middle, and the crowd loved it.
That's right. How special it is, too. The Fenway, that they acknowledge people from their area, especially her as well-decorated Olympian athlete. Congratulations. Big Papi had the honors.
All right, Royals lineup tonight. Royals came up with 5 runs last night to take the series in Miami. Jarrod Dyson made a great play in the bottom of the first inning, one of the best plays in the major leagues this year. Ned Yost will stay with him in the leadoff spot. Drew Butera is back at the plate in place of Salvador Perez. Joel Goldberg will have more on that coming up a little bit later in the game. And we'll see how the Royals manage the knuckleballer, Stephen Wright, who pitched a shutout on August the 5th at the Dodgers. His first career shutout. And then this happens quite often, Hud, in the National League, when a team needs a pinch runner and they don't want to use one of their position players. They will use last night's starting pitcher. And as a pinch runner at Dodger Stadium, he jammed his shoulder and was placed on the disabled list.
Yeah, diving back into second base. Now, John Farrell told me before the game, look, you know, he didn't want him to get a big lead, and don't really hurt yourself out there. And what do you know? They put a pickoff play on, he dove back, and he hurt himself. But he's back out there. Now, look, he's got really good numbers. He's given up just 124 hits in 146 innings. That tells me when you got less hits than innings pitched, you're good. Knuckleballer, watch out. That'll loosen you up. And you know, his strikeouts are 123 to 146 innings. He does a good job of floating that butterfly knuckleball up there. 2 different kind of speeds to it.
Outside, 2-0 on Dyson.
And that pitch there was a fastball, so he'll mix that in too. You can see there's his pitches. 80% knuckleballs, and he's got 2 different speeds to that knuckler. Fastball and a curveball. And he's not afraid to challenge certain hitters with fastballs. That pitch will run anywhere from 81 to 87.
Shaw, the third baseman, doesn't quite get there in time, and that foul ball lands in the first row. Stephen Wright, big surprise in the American League. Hud told you about his numbers. He had the best ERA in the American League at the All-Star break and was on Ned Yost's roster. He did not appear. Originally out of the Cleveland Indians farm system, but became a knuckleballer with the Red Sox. And that's high. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Now it's 51 walks. Okay, he has some issues there, like most knuckleballers. Sometimes once they release it, you can't control where it goes.
Still 3-2.
That's Sandy Leon behind the plate for the Red Sox, catching him tonight. Ryan Hennigan, his normal catcher, has been on the disabled list. He's been hurt. Leon's a good catcher, got a strong arm, good receiver, has that first baseman type glove to catch that knuckler with. Good eye.
And typically knuckleballers are good guys to run on. We'll see if the Royals get that going here in the top of the first inning. Chesler Cuthbert looks down at third base coach Mike Jershely before making his way to the plate.
So that'll be a key. If you can get those runners on, go, especially at third base, be alive for the pass balls, wild pitches. (23) of the Red Sox 36 pass balls are with Wright pitching. So here's a lot of opportunities to score runs if you can just get on third base and get some guys on. Square them up. Stay short to the ball.
A little better move there.
Yeah, he's got 2 different kinds. He's got a quick move and one just a I know you're over there move. That was his quick one. Good quick feet. He's going to try to help Sandy Leon out, who's thrown out 44% of runners so far this year, 11 for 25. Good arm.
Dyson is not running, and that knuckleball dips low. Ball one. Chesler hit 2 doubles in the game last night in Miami. Also committed a couple of errors. It was an odd game where the Royals had some of the best defensive plays they've made all year, and they made 3 errors in the game. Into right field, right at Betts. One away.
Red Sox are a better defensive team that we've seen over the past few teams that we've played. They're plus 25 in defensive run save. That's 5th best in Major League Baseball. Got good arms in the outfield and good athletes. All 3 of those guys could play center field. Holt in left, Betts in right, Jackie Bradley Jr. in center. And there's their leader, Pedroia. Dustin Pedroia, solid player. 4-time Gold Glove winner.
Good guy to run on. Leon does not look comfortable receiving that knuckleball.
Plus, with that extra large glove that he has, hard to find the handle to get rid of it to throw it down there to second base. A little surprised to see Gerard not making an attempt to go yet.
He flinched but held, and now it's 2-0 on Kane.
He's got 18 steals. He's been caught 7 times.
Fastball for a strike, and it's 2-1. And with a guy like this, if he's throwing a knuckleball, you don't have to get a great jump, because if Leon has to reach down on a knuckleballer that's dropping on him, and as you mentioned, the big glove, an okay jump is going to get you a stolen base.
That's right. Gerard's been working on him. He's been practicing. There he goes.
And the ball pops out of Leon's hand, so Dyson steals second without a throw.
Good to see a couple of pitches from right to go home there, just to kind of time him. So he practiced the jump, and just like we're talking about, not only is it hard to catch it, but you got to find it with that big glove.
Three and 2 on Kane.
Now that Dyson's in scoring position, I'll show you the arms with you. Mookie Betts in right field has 10 outfield assists. Bradley in center has 12. Brock Holt has 3 in left. Fine athletes that can do it all. But with Gerard Dyson at second base, any little routine single, he ought to be able to score.
Boy, the late movement on that pitch, and Kane will walk, so 2 walks allowed by Stephen Wright. 2 on, 1 out for Eric Hosmer.
26th walk, he'll take it. But yeah, there was some interesting movement on that. It almost came back in the strike zone. Look at how it came back. It hit Leon in the chest, and that was a strike. Like I said, once the knuckleball pitcher releases the ball, he has no control over it. It all depends on the wind pockets. And having Mike McFarland here with Joel Goldberg before the pregame show was perfect. He caught Tim Wakefield. He was able to talk about the first thing he looked at when he came to the ballpark when he was catching Wakefield, the knuckleballer, was the wind. Because the wind and the air pockets have a lot to do with that. The knuckleball comes out with no spin. It just catches the seams, and it has a mind of its own. It goes wherever it wants.
2 on for Hosmer, and that's very high. Knuckleballers are probably the only pitchers that prefer the wind blowing out, because when that knuckleball is thrown into the wind, it's going to dance more than it will if the wind is blowing in and pushing the ball toward the catcher. Both runners are going, and no throw again. The Royals have stolen 3 bases in the first inning and have runners at second and third with 1 out.
Sandy Leon looks a little frustrated, but there's not much he can do. And you know, they were conceding it all the way. Third baseman Travis Shaw didn't even move to third, so Leon had no chance to throw. Stephen Wright made his last start August 5th. It's not going to have as big an effect on a knuckleballer as it would be a guy who throws hard and relies on hard command. That's a long layoff for a guy like that. But for the knuckleballer, it shouldn't affect him. Talking with Ryan Hannigan, his catcher, before the game, he said that he doesn't expect anything wrong with Wright as far as timing goes.
High and deep to left field. Brock Holt turns his back. It's gone. And that's the second time this year that Eric Hosmer has hit a home run in the first inning against Stephen Wright. So 2 walks, 3 stolen bases, a home run, and 4 batters into the game. The Royals have a 3-0 lead.
Oh, early. There you go, Ian Kennedy. How about a nice little present wrapped up in a 3-run homer? It's all you got to do here at Fenway Park. Hosmer, this is a perfect yard for him, the way he likes to go to left field. Stay up underneath the knuckleballer and catch it if you can, and that's exactly what he did. Brock Holt, the left fielder, he turned and he just looked up at the ball. Does a good job of playing the ball off the wall. He gets to the warning track and catches it before it bounces. But he couldn't get that one or this one either.
That ball smoked into center field by Morales. The Royals are happy to have their designated hitter back in the lineup tonight, and Morales is on with 1 out.
Nice and easy swing. Didn't do much break there. There was not much break at all to that knuckleball. Look at it. Catches the air pockets but does nothing. Haas catches it perfectly. Back underside. Backspin on the ball. Carried out of here barely. Shame on that fan for not making that easy catch.
Rally Mantis 2 is alive and well. Getting a tour of the country.
Billy Burns, the latest addition of the Royals on the roster, hasn't gotten a lot of playing time, but he's the caretaker and doing a good job.
You know, you and I brought this up before about hitting a knuckleball, and you would think hitting a fastball at 95, just the collision of a ball at that velocity with the bat, that the ball would be hit farther than a knuckleball that's coming in 60-70 miles an hour. But that was a great replay on the Hosmer home run. There's no spin. There's no reverse of the spin. A knuckleball will jump off a hitter's bat.
And that's why you want to stay short with your swing and aim towards the middle of the field. Let the ball carry, and you put a good easy swing on it, it'll jump.
And now Alex goes into left center field. That's deep. That's gone. 5-0 Royals with 1 out in the top of the first inning.
Shock the house at Fenway. Stephen Wright trying to get on track. Hasn't pitched since August 5th. The Royals not letting it happen. And here are the Royals' chance at Fenway.
And the Red Sox faithful does not appreciate that.
Too bad. The Royals jumping on top early. I can't remember a game in the second half of the season where the Royals have put the hurt on a starting pitcher in the first inning like this. 1 run is a great start for us. At 5.
That's the most for the Royals in the first inning this year.
Yeah, all year then.
Two and two on Escobar.
But you know, we talked about the high-powered offense of the Boston Red Sox. And there's plenty of time left, but then to jump out like this to give Kennedy that kind of lead, that is a beautiful thing.
Escobar hit an impressive home run last night in Miami. It was the only home run of the series. Hit it to one of the deepest parts of the ballpark. Finished with 5 hits in that series. 63 miles an hour. I mean, that's not going to break a pane of glass. 3 and 2 on Escobar.
That was one of his slower ones, so maybe he's trying something different. I told you he's got a couple different speeds to that knuckleball, and the hard one is not working.
More pitches out of the strike zone than in the strike zone. He has walked 2, allowed a single, and 2 home runs.
Pitch count for a knuckleballer, not really important, although he has thrown 122 pitches in 1 start. That was in May. But for the rest of the time, he's kind of like the other guys. He'll throw 110, 112 pitches if he's staying in the game. But the Royals keep piling on. Farrell might have to go to his pen.
Jackie Bradley Jr. records the 2nd out of the inning.
Great to see Alex, who normally tears up Fenway Park in his career, get off with a great stroke right there, and a little 2-run homer.
Drew Butera gets the start tonight. Drew was used as a defensive replacement in the 9th inning last night. That was his only appearance in the Royals Marlins series. 2 balls and no strikes. It would be very difficult, I thought, to have a knuckleballer on your staff on a pitching coach, because it's such a unique way of pitching. The grip. There's Carl Willis, Red Sox pitching coach. I mean, what do you say to a knuckleballer when, I mean, Carl Willis has never thrown a knuckleballer in the big leagues. So communication must be a challenge, you know. I mean, it's not like fastball's up or the breaking ball's up or his changeup is not thrown for a strike, and Carl Willis can draw upon his own experience and say, well, here's the adjustment we need to make.
You're right about that.
That ball's hit a mile, but foul. Wow.
But having Tim Wakefield, an alumni, a go-to guy, I'm sure that he's there. Willis is able to go to him and ask him for some advice. I know Charlie Huff, Phil Niekro, those are all guys that are used.
Base hit left center field for Butera, and the Royals are going to bat around in the top of the 1st inning.
Now, after arriving at 4 o'clock in the morning, there's a little hair flip there. Sometimes, you know, you would think, and Ned for the most part will rest his guys and not have them hit batting practice on the field. But in this ballpark, and a few of the players here new here, he wanted them to come out, see the dimensions, take some balls off that wall, you know, kind of get accustomed to you and get those sleepy eyes out of your head and get into the game, and so far it's worked.
And we'll see how Mondesi handles a knuckleball. Mondesi was 1 out of 9 against the Marlins. They made a terrific defensive play against D. Gordon, first batter, the bottom of the 1st last night, and he hits a 1-hopper to Hanley Ramirez. And that's the inning, but the Royals hit 2 home runs. Eric Hosmer's is worth 3. Alex Gordon's is worth 2. And Ian Kennedy, before he even steps on the mound, has a 5-0 lead.
Violet the Bombardier. Open up them doors.
A lot of cushion to work with before he gets comfortable with the mound. And he better get comfortable with the mound, because here come the Boston Red Sox. They lead the league in batting average, runs per game, doubles, on base percentage, slugging percentage, and 4 of the top 9 hitters in the American League are in their lineup. And now they're facing Ian Kennedy, who's had a terrific second half. His ERA is under 3, and as we showed you at the top of the broadcast, over his last 5 starts, his ERA is under 1. Fastball high to Dustin Pedroia.
Kennedy's been good. It's fresh, 4-pitch mix, but mainly fastballs and 4-seam fastballs.
Base hit left field. How quickly can Alex get it off the wall? Very quickly, and all that is a single for Pedroia.
Alex he knows how to play that wall out there. Fastball, curve, change, slider. You see the percentages there, what he used. The impressive thing is what he's doing to hitters in the National League and American League with the fastball. Just 191. 111 strikeouts on that pitch. Very impressive. Dominant. Most strikeouts with the 4-seam fastball in Major League Baseball. So the Red Sox know it. They're going to be looking for that pitch. It's up for Kennedy to be able to keep it out of the middle of the plate, thigh high, but above the belts where he lives. And that's a pitch there he could get in trouble with the short wall out, or the tall wall out here. He's going to have good command with that pitch and bring in the secondary pitches earlier on these guys. Just like he did to the Tigers when he pitched in Detroit. Good offense. He threw a lot of curveballs early.
1-1 on Bogaerts.
So when you're the opponents like the Red Sox and you read about that night's starter and he throws a majority fastballs, to mix it up on him and change that report around is good. First time through the order sometimes.
Toward that pesky pole in right field. 1-2 on Bogaerts. Developing into one of the best all-around players in the American League. Coming up on 500 hits in his career. 3rd in the league this year with 157 hits.
And he hasn't even turned 24 years old yet. Pretty impressive.
Ooh. Ivor Butera And Kennedy wanted it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Home plate umpire is Jim Wolf.
Kennedy, fly ball pitcher. Didn't get that call down low. He's only induced 7 ground ball double plays. It's because of that fastball above the belt.
Didn't get that call.
This time of the game, second hitter of the ball game, I would expect a 3-2 heater if I was a hitter. You're gonna be looking for that. This thing that impresses me about Kennedy is he doesn't back down.
Here's the 3-2 heater, and it's pulled foul outside of third.
And if you're a fly ball pitcher and you're pitching to this defense of Kansas City, you're in the right place. Now overall, 43 plus defensive runs saved. That's the whole defense. They're really good, third in baseball. But the outfield, they're the best in baseball by far. They're 48% saving runners, plus 48.
Line to right center field. Dyson will cut it off. He'll hold Bogarts to a single, but Pedroia goes to third. First and third, nobody out. David Ortiz is coming up, and let's find Joel.
All right, up in the green monster. Always an incredible perspective on that leadoff hit. You couldn't see Alex Gordon, but you could see the accurate throw in the second base. One guy we will not be seeing tonight, at least from the start, is Salvador Perez. He left the game in the 9th inning, before the 9th inning last night. Just got dinged by a foul ball on the mask. They said it was precautionary. And then when he wasn't in the lineup today, a little bit of concern from people wondering, was it worse or not? But Ned Yost said this was planned, an off day all along because of the expected late night arrival. They were supposed to get in around 3. That happened. And then, as Hud mentioned before, didn't actually get to the hotel till 4 o'clock or a little bit later. So off day for Salvador Perez, expected to be fine and in there tomorrow.
Good news. I was alarmed, like many others were, I'm sure, when I didn't see him in the lineup today, but Ned's explanation makes a lot of sense. We really didn't get to the hotel last night until after 4 a.m. David Ortiz.
Yeah, Big Poppy, he's 3 for 6 off of Kennedy.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And his bat is quick. Don't let his age fool you. Last 15 games, he's been on fire.
Already has 30 home runs and 100 driven in. He is 40 years old and made it clear last offseason that this is it. And he's been asked 100 times, are you sure? Based on the way he's played this year, he doesn't look like a guy who's sailing off into the sunset. Popped up. Will it stay in? Butera. He's got it. A little more challenging this year. The Red Sox, probably more than any other team, needed to extend the netting. They had some frightening incidents last year, fans being hit by bats and foul balls. So Drew, if he needed to last year, could have reached into the first row. Not this year.
Yeah, and that's a welcome sight. First time I walked into the ballpark today, that's the first thing I noticed, was that they extended the nets down to the dugouts. Way to go. But that ball, where we are way up here, you could see how with that backspin on the ball coming back to the catcher, how it just curved back in just enough for Butera to make the catch.
In the dirt to Mookie Betts. Huge year for Mookie Betts. Well over 300. He's coming up on 30 home runs, driven in 91. He leads the major leagues in total bases. That's backing out of play.
Well, he's able to generate some tremendous bat speed. And like his teammate Bogarts, he's just 23 years young as well. He's amazing to see him. He's not a big guy physically. Not somebody you would think could be a cleanup hitter at age 23 in the big leagues, but he really can produce with the bat speed. Uses the whole field. He's got pop.
Base hit left field. The Red Sox are on the board. Pedroia scores 3 singles for Boston. And that's 92 driven in for Mookie Betts.
He was right on that curveball. It almost looked like he knew it was coming. He does a great job of not overstriding, keeping his hands back, recognizing the release. See the front foot just sets down, hands stay back, head position. Great head position there. You know, the Royals, they needed a good start like this in the first inning against this team, but this game is far from over.
And now the rejuvenated Hanley Ramirez, who had the worst season of his career last year. Red Sox took an infielder, mainly a shortstop, and tried to make a left fielder out of him. This year they brought him back to the infield, and he's played well at first base and having another productive season at the plate. 2 on, 1 out. Down and away, ball 1.
He's grounded into 13 double plays.
Fastball makes it 1-1. He's just missing tonight. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now this is just the 3rd career start for Kennedy against Boston, but Kennedy and Ramirez saw a lot of each other in the National League. That is the most at bats of any Red Sox hitter against Ian Kennedy, 24, and Ramirez has only 4 hits. Got that call, 2-2.
That's right. He's at his best when he's down on the corners, but also up above the belt, getting guys to swing at him. It's a tough pitch to hit there. Best you can do on that is foul it off. Now the Royals, they have tremendous arms out there. Alex has 6 assists, Kane 3, Dyson 8. Any clean singles, there'll be a play at the plate.
Full count. Catcher Sandy Leon is on deck.
The 3-2 count. Kennedy's looking for his command. Probably challenging.
And the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Nope, he gave in. 85, that was a changeup. Could have been a slider, but didn't do a lot. So Dave's going to come out and have a chat with him, calm him down, says, hey, look, you got a 4-run lead. Let's just pick up that tempo a little bit and get out there and hit your spots. Keep that shoulder going north and south.
Both pitching coaches made a visit in the first inning.
Well,
Sandy Leon.
It's been an interesting statistic for the Red Sox this year. As I heard some fans before I even got to the ballpark in the mall, I was overhearing them, and they were saying, we can't hit with the bases loaded. And so when I got to the ballpark, I looked, and sure enough, just .216 average with them loaded up this year. It's a good hitting catcher.
Curveball for strike one. Leon is hitting .369. Highest batting average for any major league catcher by a wide margin. And the Red Sox were not expecting much from him this year. 1 ball, 1 strike. He was buried behind several catchers. Blake Swihart, their #1 catching prospect, he's injured. Christian Vasquez, he's in the minor leagues. Ryan Hannigan, he's injured. So by default, Leon got a chance, and he's made the most of it. Down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, this is his 10th professional season, and like Paulo Orlando, plays with a sense of urgency now that he's here. He knows that his time is limited. He's going on his 3rd season of the major leagues, in the majors.
Royals scored 5 in the first. The Red Sox have scored 1, and they have the bases loaded with 1 out. Huge strikeout for Ian Kennedy. And for Kennedy, that's 112 strikeouts on his fastball. That's the most in the major leagues.
Yeah, he painted that corner.
Sort of.
So he'll take it. And Leon, you got to go.
So they're loaded up for Jackie Bradley Jr. Fastball a little bit high, and the production just keeps on coming in the Red Sox batting order. There you go. Ian Kennedy by a wide margin. More than Odorizzi, more than Scherzer, Verlander, and Velasquez. Kennedy only had 86 strikeouts with his fastball last year. Now a changeup is low, and he's behind in the count 2-0. Number 7 hitter, Jackie Bradley Jr. with 21 home runs, 72 driven in. Got the call. 2-1.
John Farrell, Red Sox managers dropped him down in the order some. Last 8 games, he's hitting just at 100. 3 for his last 30.
Two and two. One career grand slam for Bradley, and it was this year. Three and two with the bases loaded.
Okay, Butera coming out behind that plate saying, hey, look, guys will be going. 2 outs, 3 and 2 count. Crowd getting into it here. Plays at first base. Got to go after him with the fastball. Get out of the inning.
He did. And out of all that, the Red Sox get 1. Kennedy gets 2 huge strikeouts with the bases loaded against Leon and Bradley. go, Hud. Little funky disco music for you.
I kind of like
Royals
that.
scored 5. So did I.
Whatever it takes to get him in the groove. Kennedy needed a few more pitches than he'd like to take, though, but he's settled down. Here we are. Dyson leading off again.
He led off the game with a walk. He stole second base, and then he stole third base and scored on Hosmer's home run. One hop to Ramirez, who probably won't have an easier play all year. 2 pitches and 1 down. Wright needed 40 pitches to get through the first inning, and he faced all 9 Royals. Eric Hosmer hit a 3-run home run, and Alex Gordon hit a 2-run home run. He is not, to say the least, jumping ahead of the hitters tonight.
No.
Knuckleball for a strike to Cheslor Cuthbert. He flied out to right field in the first inning.
I've noticed a difference in Wright's windup. It's slower and easier. He was rushing in the first inning. He was a little bit nervous in that first, and that's when you capitalize on the opponent's pitcher. Now he's got a slower stroke, slower delivery. He's getting that ball in the strike zone now. You mentioned Carl Willis never throwing a knuckleball and how they're going to, what kind of advice they're going to give him. He has the ability to make the adjustments himself.
Pedroia throws out Cuthbert, and it's not like Carl Willis knows nothing about a knuckleball pitcher. It's just a unique challenge because it's something that he doesn't relate to. I remember talking to Brent Strom, who is now the Astros pitching coach, when he was the Royals pitching coach, and he was prepared if he ever had a knuckleballer on his staff, but it was based on research he had done and with other pitching coaches he had talked to. He had a big binder with a lot of notes in there, and Kane takes a strike. I remember asking him once, what would you do if you had a knuckleballer? And he showed me the notebook. He said, well, here are the keys that I've been told that you look for, but it's not based on personal experience.
And also, I've noticed a difference in Sandy Leon receiving his knuckleball. He's not stabbing at it like he was the first inning. He's letting it come to him. So they obviously made some adjustments in the dugout, and now they're performing them right now, because they needed to make some adjustments.
Two and two on Kane. Lorenzo also walked in that 5-run first inning and also stole a base. Three and two. That's about the same pitch that was ball 4 to Kane first time he was up.
Except the ball came back over the plate and hit Leon in the chest. Maybe that's why he got the ball called.
Kane walks again, and that means Hosmer comes up with a man on. Eric Hosmer with 2 on, 1 out in the first with our Dodge drive of the game.
Yes, sir. That wall's deceptive. It's tall, and you just never know. So when you hit a ball like that, you're taking off out of the box for that double, because you'll have to really work for it. It hits off the wall, they'll throw you out at second base. So you can't take anything for granted when you hit a ball in the air that direction. I remember hitting a few home runs here, and when on contact, it looked like a pop-up, and out of the box, I went, okay, I'm just going to run hard anyway, and sure enough, it hit off the wall. Well, a couple of them went over, and some of them hit off the wall, and there was a close play at second base. So if you jog, you got to stay at first. Too bad. Just got under that.
Shaw brings it down, and Wright, after giving up 5 in the first, has a scoreless second. As we begin the bottom of the second inning, he got big run support in his last start, and he pitched brilliantly. That was Saturday. The Royals beat the Twins 10-0, and then tonight he gets 5 in the first inning. Travis Shaw fouls one right off of Butera's mask. Drew tells home plate umpire Jim Wolf he's fine. Last night we didn't catch it right away, but Salvador Perez took a foul ball off the mask in the 8th inning, and Drew Butera came out for the 9th. That's low. 1 ball, 1 strike on Travis Shaw, who had a nice year last year for the Red Sox in 65 games. Pablo Sandoval had a terrible first year with the Red Sox last year. And Shaw won the job in spring training, even though he's young and in the baseball world he has a low salary. Pablo Sandoval has the big mega deal, but he won the job in camp, and then Sandoval ended up injuring his shoulder and he's done for the year. Shaw lost his bat, and Ian Kennedy has struck out 3 in a row going back to last inning, all with his fastball, adding to his major league lead in that department. Coming up this Tuesday at Kauffman Stadium, our next T-shirt Tuesday giveaway courtesy of Sprint. The Yankees are in town, and the first 10,000 fans will receive a heather gray T-shirt featuring Eat Sleep Royals. You can get your tickets right now, right this second, at Royals.com/T-shirt Tuesday. And don't think that there aren't any good tickets left just because the Yankees will be in town next week.
Right. We want to see a packed house, folks. These players, man, they're rocking. They can't wait to get home. There's a little jam shot on a breaking ball.
Brock Holt is out, 2 down. That is a section of, it looks like, all Royals fans, if not almost all Royals fans, in the 3rd deck of the left field line.
Can't wait to get them started again on that "Let's Go Royals" chant. That offended these Fenway Park fans, these Boston Red Sox people, back in that first inning. It was beautiful to hear.
Two down to Dustin Pedroia, who is being used as the Red Sox leadoff man. And he led off the first inning tonight with a single, scored the Red Sox run. And he's hitting .400 since the Red Sox put him in the leadoff spot. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That was back on the 10th of this month. But look, this guy, he's hitting a lot of spots in his career in the order. He's been at the top. He's been down towards the bottom. He's hit as good as 3rd. He's just a guy who knows the game and plays it well. Oh,
Mondesi throws back, and Hosmer can't dig it out. But it was impressive that Mondesi even made that a close play.
Same play as last night, except it wasn't hit as hard, and it was more up the middle. This ball, for a lot of second basemen, that's in the outfield, but with that exceptional range and great athleticism from Mondesi, I love how he gets rid of it. He's so quick with him getting rid of it, and would have had him had Haas been able to hold on to that at the end of his glove. It just kind of fell out at the end.
Pedroia is 2 for 2, and now Bogarts, and he singled his first time up. Outside for ball 1.
Last night's play, watch his hit a lot harder. See, not quite. Now he got to it quicker, but the ball was hit harder. That was able to allow him to get the ball to Hosmer faster. And to get a speedy runner. Now Pedroia, at one time he ran slightly above average, but nothing like D. Gordon.
He's had 4 20 stolen base seasons in his career. 2-1 on Bogaerts. His base hit was the other way, single to right field.
Scrappy. That's how you describe him, Pedroia. And I remember when he came in the league a long time ago, he had the label baseball player. Whenever you hear somebody say he's a baseball player, that's a good thing to hear. That means the guy's well-rounded. He knows how to play the game.
Slugger.
Right.
Not baseball player.
Right.
Slugger.
And future Hall of Famer.
Popped up. Mondesi is there, and Kennedy has a much quicker bottom of the second inning. We've played 2 in Boston, and the Royals lead 5-1. A warm summer night in Boston. 87 degrees at first pitch. And that's about what the sky looked like last night or this morning when the Royals arrived. Tonight, tomorrow night, Sunday night, Royals and Red Sox. And the Royals are back home. Strike to Kendrys Morales. Kendrys single to center in the first inning and scored on Alex Gordon's home run. Right over the mound. And that is not an easy play as Bogaerts has to go up the mound, but makes the play nonetheless on Morales, and there's one down.
Well, you better believe that's not easy. Whenever you go up an incline like that, there or in the side, the bullpens are not in play here, but some fields still have mounds in play. It's dangerous.
Kia puts us in the driver's seat, and you mentioned that Alex Gordon loves to hit here at Fenway Park. He is now hitting .383 after his first inning home run. That is the second highest average of all current players in the game. Into the corner, and you never know in that right field corner here with the pesky pole. Alex very close to hitting another home run. Only Michael Brantley among current players has a higher batting average at Fenway Park than Alex Gordon.
First inning, steady as she goes. Look where the pitch was. Alex, the reason he's resurging his batting is because he's using the opposite field. He went with the pitch. He didn't roll his hands. He's staying towards the middle. That's a good thing for any hitter to get yourself back, and then you'll recognize the pitches to pull when they're up in the zone. But both hitters, Morales and Gordon, were played the same way with that drastic pull shift.
One and one on Escobar. He flied to center field in the first inning. One and two. Two balls, two strikes. Royals got all 5 of their runs in the first inning. 3-2 on Escobar. That's well hit. Deep left center field, and it's off the monster. Alcides Escobar is having a very good road trip.
19th double, and he spanked it. Nice. And the reason is he's waiting for his pitch. He's not swinging out of the strike zone. Look at that. He's looking up. He's getting pitches that he can drive. The home run last night, he hit is just his 3rd. He's in a groove. It was up. That's the whole key when you start hitting, swinging at your pitches, not the pitchers. Good job. Short to the ball. Hustled hard.
Escobar has a home run and 3 doubles on this road trip. Drew Butera singled his first time up. And it drops in for a strike, 1-1.
Some of the members of the Boston media were asking me today about Butera. They were saying, really? Drew Butera? You know, kind of sarcastically. And I said, yeah, check the numbers. He's having a career year. 12 of his 24 hits have been for extra bases. He's throwing out 30% of runners. Nobody bats an eye on the Royal side whenever he gets a start.
Well, let's start naming names. Who was dogging on Drew Butera? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You were going to say, weren't you?
I was.
2-2. I'll let you tweet it out.
Tough call for Drew, though, on the knuckleballer. That's a tough draw. But he's got him a base hit. Wants to drive in a run here. 240 hitter with a runner in scoring position.
On the ground to Bogarts. That will do it. Escobar is stranded at second base to the bottom of the 3rd. The Royals lead by 4. is brought to you by Dodge. Find your summer of performance with great deals at the Dodge Summer Clearance event. And by Bank of America. Life's better when we're connected. (5-1) Royals to the bottom of the third inning.
You gotta love it, huh?
With their crowns on.
That's right. With their little stuffed mantises. Love to see Big Papi come up with nobody on.
He came to the plate with 2 on and nobody out in the first inning, and that was Kennedy's one of his big outs in that inning, and he got Ortiz to foul out to Butera. 2-0 on David Ortiz. And now 3-0. You start going through all of his accomplishments. Only player with 30+ home runs, 100+ RBIs in each of the last 4 seasons. 3-1, 19th on the all-time home run list. And in his final season, he leads the major leagues in slugging percentage, on base percentage, doubles, and extra base hits. And he had a big swing there, 3 balls and 2 strikes. He is one of 3 players in Major League history with 500+ home runs and 600+ doubles, joining Hank Aaron and Barry Bonds. Into the right field corner, and it bounces over for a double. Let's go to Joel.
Well, I had a chance briefly to talk with David Ortiz today. We're going to interview him, we're hoping tomorrow, but I told him that I remembered a conversation I had with him a couple of years ago at Kauffman Stadium in 2014 when he told young guys like Eric Hosmer and many of the Royals, if you guys win, you're going to put yourselves on the map. You're going to be heroes in the city of Kansas City forever. Hosmer told me today that just before the playoffs, when Ortiz was doing television as an analyst, he pulled aside Mike Moustakas and Eric Hosmer, told them this is what to expect. This is what it's going to be like. And he called David Ortiz a legend. On the other side, Eric Hosmer telling me today that he just loves that guy so much, and Big Papi saying, I just want to help everybody. I want to make the game better. And Mike Moustakas, Eric Hosmer, those are my boys. I love those guys.
That was a milestone double for Ortiz. And he probably does that just about every night. But 625 doubles. He had been tied with Hank Aaron for 10th all time, and now he stands alone. 10th most doubles in Major League history, 625. Outside to Mookie Betts. Betts drove in the Red Sox run in the first inning.
You know, you mentioned Hank Aaron and Barry Bonds. We just saw Barry Bonds the last 3 days as a hitting coach in the Marlins. And the season that Ortiz is having now is like Barry Bonds' seasons, and he had about 5 or 6 of those, Barry Bonds. And he only would swing at a pitch that was right down the middle. His eye was so good at the plate discipline. And Big Papi similar now. Kennedy threw Big Papi 6 pitches, and all of them were fastballs. That took a lot of courage from Kennedy to throw a hitter that's as hot as he is that many fastballs. But he wouldn't have done that if there was a runner on base, I guarantee you.
Base hit left field. First and third, nobody out. Mookie Betts is 2 for 2.
Thumb guard that's in his mouth there, in case people are wondering what that is. Top hand of the hitter, sometimes a lot of friction happens when you hit it off the end of the bat or get jammed, and that keeps the friction from getting to the internal part of your thumb.
Hanley Ramirez walked in the first inning against Kennedy. Down and away, ball one.
Be surprised to see Betts take a chance on a steal. Leads the team with 21 steals. Stay out of a potential double play.
One ball, one strike. Popped up. One down.
You could hear a collective groan from the people here on that ball went up like that. Pop up. Good pitch. Breaker ended up in the middle of the plate. But Kennedy, in order to have success to continue through this game, to hold his team and keep him in the lead, going to have to use his secondary pitches. He's not going to be able to get through this offense with fastballs like he was able to do the Twins.
In the first inning, the Red Sox had scored a run and they had the bases loaded with one out, and Kennedy struck out Leon and Bradley to get out of it and got both of them with fastballs. How will he pitch Leon this time around?
Just keep it down. Have him put it in the lane. Good try.
Red Sox not only are dangerous swinging the bat, but most of their hitters have a good feel for the strike zone. So you're not throwing strikes, they're not swinging much. And Kennedy has thrown 60 pitches in 2 1/3 innings.
A lot of 3-2 counts in that first inning. It really taxed him. His command was off. Had to get back in counts. He wasn't throwing first pitch strikes. And that's what's happened. In his previous starts, throwing strikes going right through hitters.
Fastball fouled away. Red Sox got in at a decent hour. They had a day game in St. Petersburg, but they had a long road trip. 11 days. It was their second consecutive 11-day road trip. And it was a good road trip. They went 7-4. And they still have, here we are, what, 5 weeks to go? A little over 5 weeks. John Farrell's team still has 2 more 3-city trips. One of those to the West Coast.
Wow.
So the schedule makers were kind to the Red Sox for the first 3.5 months. Now they have a brutal road schedule. Leon strikes out again, and that's 4 for Kennedy. 2 down.
Setting up in, that ball ended up and away a little bit, but just enough. Belt high and a little bit above. That's where he makes a good living.
One of those trips, Hud. Boston goes from here to Oakland, which is not right down the street, to San Diego, and from San Diego to Toronto. And that is in the last month of the season.
Oh.
Upstairs to Jackie Bradley Jr. He struck out to end the first inning, and that was with the bases loaded.
San Diego to Toronto, and they lose 3 hours.
And that's after beginning the trip going from Boston to Oakland. One and one on Bradley. Jackie Bradley Jr. He was one of the hottest things going in the American League when the Red Sox came to Kauffman Stadium back in May. And in that month had a 29-game hitting streak. Fastball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Kennedy with a few of the hitters tonight, Leon and Bradley in particular, just reaching back and saying, here it is.
He's got a little bit of hop at the end of his fastball, but that smooth, compact delivery can be deceptive. He's able to repeat his mechanics as good as any pitcher there is in the game. Kennedy doesn't have to have too many visits from Dave Island, and there you go.
Red Sox had first and third and nobody out. And Kennedy gets a pop-up and 2 strikeouts. He has struck out 5 over 3 innings.
Yeah.
In the first inning. Before we get to the fourth, here's our T-Mobile greater coverage of baseball. The Cincinnati Reds have the 2nd best record in the major leagues behind the Cubs since the All-Star break. The Tigers and the Angels are hooking up. Tigers have had trouble with the Angels. That's good. And by the way, as we look at Albert Pujols and his remarkable season, nice play by the third baseman Shaw to get Raul Mondesi. And there's one down. That Angels Tigers match up. They're in the 5th inning in Detroit. The Angels have a 1-0 lead on an Albert Pujols home run against Justin Verlander. So 13 seasons for Albert Pujols with 30 home runs and 100 driven in. 2nd all-time to the just released / retired, although I don't know if he used that word.
Oh, A-Rod.
Yep.
There you go.
You know, you're talking about Shaw just making a really good play on Mondesi on a bunt. Knuckleballer's not an easy guy to bunt on. I didn't see if he got a fastball or a knuckleball in that first pitch, but pretty impressive to put down a bunt like that.
Yeah, it's not easy. You're almost better off swinging. Now here it is here. Might have been a fastball. But Travis Shaw was right on it. Good play. He knew it was coming. They all know the scouting reports ahead of time.
Tyson is out. By the way, with Mondesi being thrown out by Travis Shaw, their fathers played together with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Along with Adrian Beltre. And when the Royals were in Texas, I asked Beltre if he knew Raul, and Raul's not Raul Jr. He's just, let's say, little Raul. And he says, oh yeah, I remember him. And I said, is he the first son of a teammate that you played against? He said, nope, he's the third. He played with Eric Young, and he's played against Eric Young Jr., Travis Shaw. His father was Jeff Shaw. And then Mondesi. It's got to make you feel old, doesn't it?
It does, but you know, also on the same point, if you're looking to be positive, you're going, hey, look, I'm still in the game. That's how you find a positive out of that. But yeah, it does age you.
1-2 on Chesler. He is flied out to right and grounded out to second. So he's made an effort to go to the opposite field against the knuckleballer. And again, trying to go to the right side. Hanley Ramirez brings it down. 3 up, 3 down. Ian Kennedy back to the mound. The Royals lead 5-1 to the bottom of the fourth.
And there's the males. Dave is in the middle. Mark and John are there, and they wanted to say a special shout out to their dad, Edgar. Edgar, you're 89 years old. They love you. Way to go, fellas. Out there behind that Royals bullpen, representing. He's got a ring. Yeah, they're in the right place. Glad you guys could make it. Sorry Edgar couldn't, but Edgar wasn't able to make the trip. But they made it for him. Had to go, fellas. Representing.
1-1 from Kennedy to Travis Shaw.
Surprised walking the streets of Boston today, seeing all the Royals gear I saw. Hats, jerseys, T-shirts. People wearing them with pride. Almost as many as that had Red Sox. It was about equal.
Whole section up there in the upper deck in left field. Two and two on Travis Shaw.
Those ladies were down on the field earlier. Very proud of their sign. Good job, ladies.
Full count.
Great city to shop in, by the way.
Alex not able to get there in time. Still 3-2. Yeah, you had quite the shopping spree today, didn't you?
For me, it was. I needed a new case for my phone, and I'd waited. I needed some new shoes for all summer, and I waited until we came here. I needed some perfume too. I didn't have no.
You needed perfume?
I did. I have a Jaipur, and they don't have that perfume everywhere. Or what do they call it? Cologne for men? Sorry.
Is that a new term for you, cologne?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went shopping for some men's cologne.
Well, if you want to wear perfume, that's none of my business.
Look,
I'm just not sure you want to tell 250,000 people that, but it's your life.
Is that all? Believe me, there's cologne.
Yeah. Christian cologne.
Mm-hmm.
Not Christian perfume.
Okay.
Christian cologne.
All right. I'm not a wordologist. Ooh.
It's the second time tonight that Kennedy has struck out 3 in a row, and it's been the same 3 hitters: Leon, Bradley, and Shaw. And now Brock Holt, who's getting a chance to play in left field thanks to this play on Wednesday. Andrew Benintendi, the Red Sox first-round pick from last year out of the University of Arkansas, right? Ouch, ouch. Knee and ankle.
That is as awkward as it gets, and that is a strange play. I can't tell you I've ever seen that play happen before, where he locked up, wasn't sure to go to third or not. He locked up, and that messed him up there, and then trying to get back. His leg looked terrible.
But the news was good today. They knew they had to put him on the disabled list. That was yesterday. And then getting back to Boston and seeing a doctor, perhaps getting an MRI, and it's a sprained knee. How about the ankle?
Yeah, looked terrible.
1-2 on Brock Holt. He grounded back to Kennedy in the second inning. With all the money the Red Sox have at their disposal in this market, with their large fan base, their own television network, they've done an outstanding job in recent years of developing their own players. Brock Holt from another organization, but came into his own with the Red Sox. But Benintendi, first-round pick last year, and Mookie Betts, Jackie Bradley Jr., Travis Shaw, all from their system. Dustin Pedroia, Xander Bogaerts.
Well, they've got some good young talent for the future.
Dave Dombrowski, longtime president and general manager of the Tigers, joined the Red Sox last year.
I can't remember how old Dave was, but he was the first-time general manager for the Montreal Expos. He took over for Bill Stoneman when I was playing there, 88 and 89. And that was his first year. He was just a young guy. I mean, young. He's been in the game a long time. Mentored by Roland Heeman, a long-time great executive scout.
The White Sox. Back to Kennedy. And to Escobar. Kennedy looked like he thought about reaching for it, and maybe even thought otherwise, and allowed that ground ball to get out to Escobar.
Tough thing when you have such a great defense behind you, and you're competitive, and you're a pitcher, and that ball's coming near you. You want the ball, but sometimes you'll just say, well, why am I going to try to make a play, a highlight reel play, when I got a Gold Glover right behind me? Started every game this year, Escobar.
Ball 1-2 Pedroia. We just left the city where Dave Dombrowski won his only World Series. General manager of the Marlins when they won it in 1997.
A lot of the front office people left the Expos and went south to the Florida Marlins.
Three balls and no strikes on Pedroia. A reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Pedroia is on for the third time. That's Kennedy's second walk. 88 pitches in 4 innings. That's a lot. So the Royals bullpen, even though nobody is warming up at the moment, they are involved in this game. Dave Ireland and Ned Yost, they map out what they want to do at their bullpen before the game starts. And now they have to start thinking about when they want to get somebody warmed up.
And they go through every scenario, every case that could happen, starting with the worst case. What happens if our starter can't get out of the first inning? And then you move on from there. Every day they lay out the plan. Of course, it's the manager's job. First thing he does is he comes in and he talks to the athletic trainers. How are the guys? And he knows who's healthy, who's not. Gets a feel for his team for that particular day.
Oh, 0-2 on Bogarts. It's always interesting talking to Ned the day after, because it seems like pitching changes are kind of on the fly. Okay, what do we do now? But Ned will map it out the day after and said, well, we knew that when we got to this inning and this guy was coming up, we wanted to go to this pitcher until we got to this hitter. Then we were going to warm this guy up. High bouncer is over Cuthbert. Pedroia goes to third. Alex's throw goes to second. Bogarts has his second hit. And with 2 outs, the Red Sox get 2 runners for David Ortiz.
He didn't want the free pass to Pedroia with 2 outs. That little chop knock right there. Cuthbert in just enough. Bogarts is able to chop it. Top spin. Alex with a nice job of getting rid of it, keeping Bogarts from getting a double on that.
You know, usually you don't see a ball bounce over the third baseman like that unless the third baseman's in. He was not in.
He caught it just right and bounced it 10 feet in front of the plate. Wasn't when he topped on the plate. Now be careful here. Beautiful.
Mondesi makes the play. It's taken 91 pitches, but Kennedy has gotten through 4 against the best offense in the American League, and he's allowed 1 run.
Good pitch, surprised him.
first inning. Still 5-1 KC to the 5th inning. Northtown Mazda game break. This was agonizing to watch last night. A no-hitter broken up. Corey Seager against Matt Moore with 2 outs in the 9th inning. That's the 9th time since 2010 that a no-hitter has been broken up with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Agonizing to watch in more ways than one. We were flying. The team was flying from Miami to Boston last night as Lorenzo Cain takes a strike. The first agonizing part of it is that Moore had the no-hitter and he had a very high pitch count. And just watching Bruce Bochy, the Giants manager, Dave Righetti, the Giants pitching coach, pacing up and down the dugout because here's a guy who's a couple years removed from Tommy John surgery. The Giants just traded for him from the Tampa Bay Rays. You don't want to deny him a no-hitter, but his pitch count just kept going up and up and up. Cain is out. He walked his first 2 times. 1 down in the 5th inning, and so he's allowed to go 133 pitches, by far the most in his career, and it ends with a little bloop into right field, and he loses the no-hitter.
And you could hear some Royals players in the back rooting for him. And when I heard Vince Scully say, and here comes shortstop, what's his name?
Corey Seager.
Corey Seager on his bobblehead night, and when he said that it's his bobblehead night, I went, oh no. That's just, you know, it's his night. He's going to do it. And he did. He topped it. You know, top spin looper out there.
It was the 3rd time in Major League history that a hitter on his bobble night broke up a no-hitter.
Yeah.
I just made that up.
No, hey, you might be right.
Hosmer's home run was to left center field in the first row over the monster. It's line to center, down for a base hit in front of Bradley, and Hosmer's 2 for 3. Remember to vote for the Royals Player of the Month at one of the 7 Rally House locations in the KC metro area. All participants will be entered to win a majestic prize pack. Kendrys Morales back in the lineup, starting lineup after the 3 National League games in Miami, and he singled and scored on Alex Gordon's home run in the first. One ball, 1 strike.
Ball darted in on him, looked like a cutter or a slider.
Wiffle ball.
Speaking of bobbleheads, we got a promo coming up for a bobblehead. Well,
you better do it fast.
No, we'll have to wait on it. It's a little teaser.
5-1 Royals to the bottom of the 5th.
Great play. Gerard Dyson, though, had the play of the year. Although Dyson telling me today that would have been topped if this had been made. Just for Mondesi to get to it. And then the flip, and just fell short of getting out Xavier Scruggs. All smiles on that one. And so unbelievable to think that Dyson's play would have been the second best of the night. This will take a tough play.
Safe. And Mookie Betts is 3 for 3.
Well, we've shown it over and over again, and we'll do it one more time. Gerard Dyson, this has received play all over the country on every single highlight show. And Gerard telling me today he didn't think he was going to be able to get to it. He really didn't. And suddenly he said, I just took 2 big strides at the end. And of course, every player dreams of doing that and wanting to have their Ken Griffey Jr. moment. But he said, look, I don't play every day. I know that when I get that opportunity, I've got to rely on my defense. I've got to be able to impact the game. That's what he did last night.
I loved the landing. He nailed it. He gets a 10 on the landing. I mean, wasn't off balance, didn't fall, didn't roll, landed perfectly. I bet the Russian judge would have given him a 10 on that landing. Watch this, going full speed. Stuck the landing. Look at that. That's a 10.
Did you see how high his spike mark was in the wall?
Yeah. Lots of times, you know, when you do that, you'll jam your knee or twist your ankle. And
well, remember Dyson did that in Anaheim a few years back. Remember he injured himself?
Yeah.
Injured his ankle going into the wall like that.
Yeah, on a ball that was like, 20 feet over his head.
Look at that. Look at the spike mark. That's halfway up the wall.
Yeah. See that. But I liked how he ran off the field with no expression, like I do it all the time. Been there, done it.
Now he and I came down the elevator together to get on the bus to come to the ballpark, and he was talking about how many people were reaching out to him. There's a called third strike to Hanley Ramirez and 7 strikeouts for Ian Kennedy. And Gerard said, I don't know if that was a better catch than the one that I made here. And I said, which one was that? Back in 2012 against Dustin Pedroia, where he also used the wall. Now that wasn't going to be a home run, but I think he went higher for that one than he did for the one last night.
Yeah, and you notice he peeked at the wall about 5 steps before the wall. He peeked real quick to see where he was. But what made last night's more impressive is that he didn't peek where he was. He knew where he was instinctively. That, the degree of difficulty on that play was as extreme as it gets. Happy for him. I'll bet his phone blew up.
Sandy Leon has struck out twice. Once looking, once swinging against Kennedy, who has struck out 7. No balls, 1 strike. Ian pitched against the Red Sox back in Kansas City in May, and in that game he struck out 9. And that was in fewer than 6 innings. And with him approaching 100 pitches, Brian Flynn warms up in the Royals bullpen. Oh, 2.
Okay, now he's gotten Leon twice before on fastballs to finish him off. 0-2. Typically a hitter's thinking he's going to waste a pitch, maybe a breaking ball, curving change. See what he decides to do here. Butera doing a nice job with Kennedy.
Struck him out for a 3rd time and make it 8 for Kennedy in 4 2/3 innings.
All right, folks, don't miss out on the last of the 5 special bobbleheads for the season next Saturday versus the Detroit Tigers. First 20,000 fans to come through the gates will receive this exclusive Salvi Splash World Series bobblehead presented by Farmland. Go to Royals.com or call 1-800-6-ROYALS for tickets. It's a beauty. I don't know if you had a chance to go to the 3rd floor at Marlins Park. They had a museum, a bobblehead museum. It was really impressive. And in that museum, they had all the bobbleheads from every team that's ever been collected. And the shelves moved left and right, so the bobbleheads bobble. It was a beautiful display.
Very high to center field. Dyson waits and makes the play. 100 pitches for Kennedy. That gets him through 5, and he's allowed 1 run. He has struck out 8. Rats. You buy the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket you play gives back to schools across Missouri. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. By Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit your MidwestFordDealers.com. Ian Kennedy is at exactly 100 pitches in 5 innings. Nobody is warming up in the Royals bullpen. Brian Flynn was, as Kennedy was finishing up the bottom of the 5th. So Ned Yost and Dave Island will chat as Alex Gordon leads off our sonic slam inning. And Alex has already homered tonight. Our contestant is David Schrick from Kansas City, Missouri. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, David wins $2,600.
Oh, just like that one. Beautiful finish. Good follow through. How about that? Let's see, that's a hot month there. 7 homers in August. Just 7 combined. April through July. He's past all that now. He's back to being Alex.
That is the first strikeout all night for Stephen Wright.
But since that first inning where the Royals scored 5, he's made the adjustments. He's slowed down his delivery. He's letting the ball work. The knuckleball.
Junichi Tazawa warms up in the Red Sox bullpen as Wright is at 90 pitches. Fouled back by Alcides Escobar. He doubled in the 3rd inning, his 3rd double of this trip, and he also has a home run. 0-2.
Now that's the approach some hitters take on a knuckleballer. Wind up, just like in a softball league. Try to hit it as far as you can. That's what Dale Swaim did when he faced his knuckleballers, the switch hitting coach for the Royals. And then listening to Mike McFarland with Joel Goldberg today, filling in for Monty. He's talked about how he liked to stay in the middle of the field with his swings when he faced a knuckleballer. And that was my approach. Just stay short to the ball, try to put it in play, and let the ball jump off your bat with an easy swing.
Deep short, Bogarts bobbles, and Escobar is safe. And it's a base hit. And the second hit for Alcides Escobar, much to the delight of Salvador Perez.
He don't miss much.
He was looking at the scoreboard waiting to see whether it was a base hit or an error. Our sprint trivia question is, name the 4 players with 50 or more home runs as a catcher in a Royals uniform. 4 players with 50 or more career home runs as a catcher in Royals history. That's a nice double play, and it ends the inning. Royals send just 3 to the plate in the top of the 6th inning. All the scoring has been limited to the 1st inning, and the Royals lead 5-1. Eric Hosmer, that was worth 3, and Alex Gordon's worth 2. Sprint trivia question, 4 players with 50 or more home runs as a catcher in a Royals uniform. 2 are in the building.
There you go. This is a 4 a.m. arrival question. Mike McFarland's here.
Okay, there's one.
Mac's got to be there. Salvi's got to be another one. They showed
because Salvi passed Mike McFarland.
And I guessed Mike Sweeney, but maybe he did more of his damage as a DH and first baseman.
Correct.
Okay.
Darrell Porter. And the 4th one is more recent and a recently retired catcher. Part of a big trade in Royals history, which you're not expected to know. It was prior to your arrival.
Buck.
There you go.
John Buck.
John Buck. John Buck. There's Mac. Wave, Mac.
Good to have Mac on. Thank you, Mac. Camera's out here, bud.
John Buck was acquired in a trade for Carlos Beltran. along with Mark Teahan and pitcher Mike Wood in 2004. Shaw struck out swinging both times, both on fastballs. Deep center field. Dyson is there for the out. Royals are going to try and get 6 out of Kennedy. He has 106 pitches. And for the third time tonight, he's going to get the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. As Jackie Bradley Jr. has made the third out of an inning 3 times tonight. And while Ian fixes his shoelace, we'll make it official. So Salvi broke the single season home run record, which was first established by Mike McFarland. Now closing in on the all-time record, then John Buck and Darrell Porter.
I remember playing against Mac here when I was with the Angels, and we got into a nice brawl.
Kane over his head. Brock Holt checks in at second base with a 1-out double. And Ned Yost is out of the dugout.
Ball was hit right on the screws. Locaine, great jump, but you can't do anything about it.
Brian Flynn was warming up last inning. The Royals would prefer not to bring him in the middle of an inning. So once this inning started, Chris Young started warming up. He is much more comfortable coming in the middle of an inning. So 1 on, 1 out. Chevy called to the bullpen. Royals lead 5-1.
Gutsy performance by Kennedy.
The Red Sox left 9 on base in the first 5 innings against Kennedy, and he grinded through 5. He got 1 out in the 6th. He departs with Brock Holt at second base, and now the bullpen takes over, and Phillips 66 shows us what's in the tank. A 38 2/3 inning scoreless streak, longest in Royals history, with incredibly impressive numbers. 38 2/3 scoreless, 14 hits allowed. That's a 110 opponent's batting average. The bullpen has inherited over that stretch 14 runners, 1 has scored.
Oh, that's amazing. What's in the tank? They're filling up with premium, high octane fuel is what they're doing. Love it. Young's been part of that. All of them have chipped in.
Chris is pitching in back-to-back games. He came on in the 6th inning last night, as he does tonight. Got a couple of outs, allowed 3 straight singles, and then was relieved by Matt Strom. Butera keeps it in front of him, and Holt stays at second base.
Young gets it done with 2 pitches. Fastball, slider. Top out at 88. Not overpowering. He's been doing a great job of getting his form and his rhythm back from the earlier starts that he had this season. He uses that fastball just above the belt. When he's on, he's giving up pop-ups.
That'll get a run home and make it 5-2. And that's a 3-hit game for Dustin Pedroia, and he's been on base 4 times in the first 6 innings. So that's charged to Kennedy. He gives up 2 runs, 9 hits in 5 1/3.
Pedroia hunting fastball. Got it right there. Belt high down the middle.
He'd be a tough matchup for Young because he does a good job of getting on top of the ball.
He does. It makes him 5 for 9. Yeah, he's got a good top hand.
Xander Bogaerts has 2 hits. Another nice stop by Butera that keeps Pedroia at first.
This will be a good test for the Royal bullpen on as hot a streak as you can be on. Facing the best offensive team in baseball.
Good slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. We saw last night a couple of sliders from Chris Young that look more like cutters. Much tighter spin.
I agree. Great location. That's where he wants to stay. Induce a ground ball double play. Bogaerts has grounded into 13.
That hit Butera on the knee. And Pedroia goes to second base on a wild pitch. This is a bit of a roll of the dice for the Royals. Chris Young is pitching in back-to-back games for the first time this year and for just the 2nd time in his career.
That ball took a funny hop when it bounced in front of the plate. Butera thought it was going to come up, and it hit something and stayed down, kicked off the shin guard.
Two and 2. Bogaerts is not picking up that slider, as is the case with many hitters. Saw it that time. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Probably going to see it again.
Anyway, let me finish my McFarland story. Tony Phillips was hitting. It was early in the game. Phillips was a chirper. Didn't like the call that was called at home plate. Mac doesn't take anything from anybody. Mac said, hey, keep your mouth quiet. Phillips stood up to him. Mac picked him up and body slammed him, and it was on. It was a brouhaha. I mean, it was a dog pile at home plate. It was a beauty. Mac, tough guy.
Escobar, outstanding backhand play, and turns it into an out. And he does it against, of all people, the Red Sox shortstop.
Well, he wears the gold for a reason. Hot smash off the bat. Turned this rocket shot into a marshmallow. Look at the soft hands. Oh, that is beautiful. That's as pretty a backhand pick as you're going to see a shortstop make. That's right. Saved a run.
David Ortiz with Pedroia at second base, 2 down. Slider for strike one. Ortiz bounced one over the right field wall in the 3rd inning for a double. He's 1 for 3. That was his 625th career double. Pedroia drove in Holt in this inning to make it 5-2. Drew Butera has been busy this inning.
I like how Young's using that lower part of the strike zone tonight. He's keeping the ball down. He's not challenging these guys up in the zone like he does sometimes with other teams. Big Papi, he knows about that high fastball. A couple homers off of it.
One and two.
If there's any other player in the major leagues that could have their first name or Big Papi on the back of his jersey, if the Red Sox had their names on it, it would be him. He could have Big Papi on it, or Papi, like Ichiro has Ichiro, his first name.
Struck him out. So an inherited runner scores. The bullpen scoreless streak is still alive. The Red Sox have 10 hits in 6 innings, but the Royals have pitched well with men on base tonight, and Boston has scored only 2. All 5 Royals runs in the first on home runs by Hosmer and Gordon. With the new postseason push flex pack, be the first in line for 2016 playoff and 2017 season ticket rights. Take advantage of a great discount for all remaining home games. What you do is you purchase any remaining 4 games or more and receive $10 Hy-Vee view level tickets and unlock exclusive rights to 2017 season tickets and 2016 playoff rights. For more information, Royals.com/postseason push. Junichi Tazawa is out of the Red Sox bullpen. Stephen Wright gave up 5 runs in the first and then strung together 5 scoreless innings. Tazawa is going to get Mondesi, Dyson, and Cuthbert.
Kind of set that table up again here.
Sinking fastball. No balls, 1 strike.
Yep, that's his pitch. Sinker, low to mid 90s, slider, curve, and a split finger. You look at that average, 188. The Royals knew that he was going to struggle offensively here, 21 years old.
to Hanley Ramirez. One away. Mondesi is 0 for 3.
But the things he does on defense and on the bases when he gets on base has brought the team energy, exactly what they thought he would do.
Gerard Dyson walked to begin the game against a knuckleballer Stephen Wright. He stole second, then he stole third, and then he scored on Eric Hosmer's home run. Otherwise, he's 0 for 2. Breaking ball is outside.
Most Japanese-born pitchers all have some type of deception to their delivery. And it's not a big deception there with his leg kick or anything Tazawa uses, but what he does is that he wiggles his glove every time, and that in itself throws the hitter off. He does it every time. He'll wiggle his glove, and hitters are always watching that release point and taking that ball out of the glove. That's a good heater there. Dyson just missed it. The art of pitching is taught even more so in Japan.
Two and two.
He does have, when he comes out of his delivery, a little bit of a leg kick. You see, he'll pause it and he'll kick his foot just a little. And there is a little bit of hesitation there. Anything to throw the timing off. Most of the Japanese pitchers, there are a handful of guys that can throw 90 plus, but most of those guys are 88 to 90. They don't overpower you, they finesse you. Split fingers. All of them have a split finger or a forkball.
Ramirez backhands. He's made 2 plays in this inning, 2 down. Chesler Cuthbert comes to the plate, and we take a look at our Toyota League leaders. The Royals and Red Sox each have 7 players with 100 or more hits. Chesler is one of those, along with Escobar, Hosmer, Kane, Orlando, Perez, and Morales. There's one-time Royal Chili Davis, who is in his second season as hitting coach for the Red Sox. Chesler has 106 hits this year. Breaking ball for strike 1. He's due, is he not?
He is. Hasn't been under 290 for a long time.
0-2.
After facing a knuckleballer, this is a different adjustment. Hitters are going to have to get back to their conventional ways of facing a guy that's got some pretty good movement. Sinker, slider. Haven't seen the split finger. Now we might here with 2 strikes. Oh, stayed with a fastball.
Betts makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down. Stretch time in Boston. The Royals hoping to take game 1, a very important weekend series, and they lead 5-2. The Royals scored 5 in the first inning. Hosmer and Gordon homered against Stephen Wright. The Royals have not scored since. Boston got 1 in the first and 1 in the 6th. Both runs were charged to Ian Kennedy. Mookie Betts takes ball 1 from Chris Young. Betts is 3 for 3. He drove in the first Boston run in the first inning. Chris Young got the last 2 outs of the 6th and now stays on for the 7th. 1 ball and 1 strike. Betts is 4 for 4. All singles. And the tying run is on deck. Three singles to left field. Actually 4 singles to left field. One was a high hopper that bounced over Chesler Cuthbert. And Hanley Ramirez, he walked in the first inning and he's popped a short and struck out.
And you know, Betts, he can just flat out rake. And I'll be surprised if he doesn't take a chance on stealing a base here. Chris Young doesn't pay much of attention, and it's 6'10". He's got a lot of moving parts. He doesn't really concern himself too much with the base runners.
Two balls, no strikes. Chris looked like he sped up his delivery there to keep Betts from getting a good jump. Chris is easy to run on, and you mentioned that he has stolen base speed. Mookie Betts has stolen 21. That leads the Red Sox.
No, he just need not worry about Betts.
There he goes.
Yeah, he's
and fouled back.
Worry about that hitter. That hitter there, he's the one who can hurt you. Let him have the bag.
Betts looked back with a smile on his face and said, "Dang it." As he got a good jump. That was a stolen base if Ramirez doesn't swing at it. Not running. 2-2.
Last 5 games before this series started, Ramirez just hitting 111. Kind of cooled off some. 2 for 17.
Pretty close. First base umpire is Adrian Johnson. Brian Flynn has been warming up this inning. Sandy Leon, a switch hitter, is on deck, and then left-hand batters Bradley, Shaw, and Holt are coming up.
That's Doug Henry, the bullpen coach there for the Royals. That's his job, to set up those relievers and let them know who's coming up next.
The Royals are going to challenge.
You could tell on that shot we had, this camera angle here, Hosmer, when he caught that ball and sent it back to Chris Young. Look at the throw. It's perfectly thrown. Hos picks it. And did he get him? And then Hos looked into the dugout right there.
Eric Cooper is the crew chief.
It's Ruben Amaro, the first base coach there for Boston. You don't see too many ex-general managers down on the field coaching first base, and Ruben, he's one of them. Might be the only one.
Out. The connoisseur comes through again.
How about that? I didn't know if there was conclusive evidence or not, but this angle here might show it. Young put it right there where Haas's glove is. Got it. He touched his jersey before his hand got to the bag. Way to help yourself, Chris. Haas with those soft hands.
Second pickoff this year for Chris Young, and number 11. That's huge.
Yeah, Betts was getting a little bit too friendly out there in his lead, thinking, you know, he's going to rip off a bag. He had the one stolen. Ramirez fouled it off. Big play.
Still 2-2 on Ramirez. Cuthbert, backhand stop, 2 down. Second good play on the infield in the last 2 innings. Escobar made an excellent play on Bogarts in the 6th.
Steady. To his left and to his right. You expect him to make all those plays because he usually does. I'm telling you, over the top, had plenty of time. Good strong arm. Love his ready position. Gets to his feet, taps his glove to get the feet right for the timing. Right over the top, easy throwing stroke.
Strike to Leon, who's glad Kennedy's not in the game.
That's right. Punched him out 3 times. Just like we talk about the starting pitchers. The starting pitchers competing amongst each other internally. One good start to the next. That next guy doesn't want to be the guy that blows the streak. We're seeing that in the bullpen now with their great streak they have of scoreless innings. The relievers, they're like, okay, I don't want to be the guy who gives up the run, and eventually they will. But Young doing a good job helping himself with the pickoff and using the defense.
1 ball, 2 strikes. If Young can get Leon, Ned Yost could use Brian Flynn in the 8th inning with the left-hand bats coming up. That's inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kelvin Herrera has pitched in 2 of the last 3 days. Joakim Soria has pitched in 2 of the last 3 days with over 20 pitches in each of those appearances. Matt Strahm has pitched in 2 of the last 3 days. And 2 days ago, Chin Ming Wong threw over 30 pitches. Grounded to first. Hosmer bobbles, recovers, and Chris Young extends the scoreless streak to 40 1/3 innings.
Nice work, Chris.
Longest since the Kansas City A's in the major leagues. That was back in '66, the year Hud graduated high school. Third scoreless, so he extends the team's scoreless streak and his own. 12 2/3 scoreless over his last 8 outings. Panera takes us around the league. The Yankees are all over the Orioles. In our division, Detroit leads the Angels 4-1 there in the 8th, and Cleveland leads at Texas 3-0 in the 5th. Seattle, part of the wild card mix, is ahead in Chicago. Tozawa stays on for the top of the 8th inning. Lorenzo Cain leads off and takes ball 1. Seattle is 1 game in front of the Royals in the wild card chase.
Cleveland needed a big start from Corey Kluber tonight. Looks like he's doing it so far, shutting down that pretty powerful offense.
Tozawa pitched the 7th, got the Royals in order. Royals scored all 5 runs in the 1st inning tonight. Haven't scored since. Deep center field. Bradley turns, and there's the first run since the 1st inning. And the Royals have scored all 6 runs tonight on home runs.
May 31st was the last time that Lorenzo Cain went yard. What a good swing. Earned the count 2-0, being very patient tonight. Walked the first 2 times up, grounded out to the 3rd baseman, and then got the run back with his 9th homer. Beautiful. Set him up perfectly. Got the heater he wanted. And deposited it over the center field fence here at Fenway, which is a pretty good drive.
He had gone 191 at-bats between home runs.
Knew it was going to come sooner or later, but that was a good time for it. Beautiful swing. I'm sure we had that nice little lean back. Foot goes down, right that timing there. See, footsteps, here comes the barrel. Backspin. Yeah, pretty.
City area Chevy dealers. Visit for great prices on the all-new 2016 Malibu. By Panera Bread, food as it should be with 24 Kansas City metro locations. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, right stuff, low price every day. The Royals have outslugged the Red Sox so far, leading 6-2 in the 8th inning.
Just love Lorenzo Cain now. He's been getting his singles, getting his walks, and I tell you, that's the beautiful swing right there. Watch the lean back finally. Now, We all know that he takes from Torrey Hunter. Same type of arc in that swing. That ball just left in a hurry. Great stroke. And that's what happens. You get your lousy singles, your base hits, to the opposite field. It keeps you closed. You walk a couple of times, you're seeing a lot of pitches, and you get in your groove.
Abad was traded from the Twins to the Red Sox for a pitcher named Pat Light, who had been called up at the end of the last homestand when the Royals were playing Minnesota. Hosmer, Gordon, and Kane have homered tonight. Hosmer's was a 3-run home run in the first inning after Dyson and Kane had walked. He has also singled. 1 and 2.
Got a nice lively fastball, slider and change. They needed another left-hander in that bullpen to go along with Tommy Lane.
Abad thought that was strike 3. Not even close.
Boss lives for another pitch there. That was a good spot. He wanted it.
Better be swinging this time, right? Hosmer is just 1 home run shy now of his career high, which he set his rookie year, 19. Back in 2011. Bond strikes him out. And his home run in the first inning, another go-ahead RBI, and he leads, or is tied for the American League lead in that department with Albert Pujols. MLB.TV Premium is the #1 live streaming sports service. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD at home, in the office, or on the go. Visit MLB.TV for details.
It's good to see the Mantis masks made it all the way up here.
And by the way, I stand corrected. That is a Mantis mask.
Not a grasshopper mask.
Yep. We were at Kauffman Stadium, I believe, or maybe it was Target Field, and I said, well, there can't be such thing as a mantis mask, right? It's got to be a lizard mask, and you suggested a grasshopper mask, maybe even a frog mask. Nope. If you go online, you can order a mantis mask, and there it is.
$24.95.
Now those 3 M&Ms on the top of it, that costs extra.
That's the extra sensory.
Two and 2 on Kendrys Morales. That is in front of Bradley for a base hit, and Morales is 2 for 4. Our University of Kansas hospital injury report, and with the bullpen thriving as it is, that bullpen could get even stronger coming up pretty soon here. Wade Davis pitched 1 shutout inning on Wednesday for the Arizona League Royals Rookie League. 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and going to make another outing for AAA Omaha tomorrow.
Great idea. Bogart's the shortstop playing way back, there's no third baseman. They moved him over there in the hole right over by first base. See, there's the third baseman there. Bogart's moved in, though, since Alex showed him the bunt.
On the bag, high throw to second base, and Morales is safe. Nobody's covering third, and the Red Sox are running to third base like there's $1 million under the bag.
Every one of them, including Brock Holt, the left fielder. But not with Morales. He's not going to get up and go to third, but that might cost him. Hanley had plenty of time. Didn't take a step, you see. He was flat-footed. Now they're all taking off over there with third base open. Pedroia saying, Nate, timeout. We got time granted. Now the Mantis caretaker is in.
He had no idea that was part of his job description when he was acquired in the trade. But he's done a heck of a job.
Well, it just so happened the original Mantis was right there on the rail, and it was on his hat, and thus he was born. Royals have won 15 of 18 since the phenomenal Mantis has appeared.
Down and away to Escobar, who has 2 more hits tonight, a double and an infield single. So in 4 games on this road trip, Escobar has 7 hits, which includes 3 doubles and a home run. Now you'd think you don't want to make the last out at third base, and that's true. But in this ballpark, you will see teams try to steal third with 2 outs, because for someone who hits the ball to left field, a base hit to left field in this ballpark is not an automatic run. A sharply hit base hit to left field, even with 2 outs and a runner at second base, is not an automatic run.
Right. Ball's close. Left fielders in close. I'd like to see him try it.
Escobar walks. John Farrell in his 4th season as Red Sox manager. It has been a roller coaster ride the past 4 years for the Red Sox. They have alternated between finishing in last place or winning the World Series. Last place in 2012. They won the World Series in 2013. That was John Farrell's first year. Then last place in 14 and 15. Outside to Drew Butera. John Farrell, about this time last year, had to leave the Red Sox when he was diagnosed with stage 1 lymphoma.
Glad to see he's recovered.
And that's high, 2-0 on Butera.
Yeah, being patient now. This is the pitch you're looking for right here. Bob falling behind. Got to throw a strike. Drew uses the whole field.
That'll get 2 runners into scoring position.
It's an unusual situation here, but with Mondesi hitting behind Butera, that breaker looked like that crossed him up. It looked like he didn't even know that was coming. So now I'm talking that one out, because that obviously was a whiff by somebody. They missed the sign. But with Butera, 3-0 count here, Mondesi on deck. Give him the green light. Let him swing here. Fastball down the middle.
takes a strike, 3-1.
Wasn't exactly down the middle.
And that count, you're just not looking for the pitch you want. You're looking for the pitch and the location.
That's right. Oh, he's going to do it again.
Full count. May have swung at ball 4. But close enough. You know, we're just showing you John Farrell, and it reminded me when earlier in the game we were talking about Matt Moore, who lost his no-hitter in the 9th inning. John Farrell lost a no-hitter in the 9th inning against the Royals back in 1989. Victimized by Kevin Seitzer.
Did not know that.
Another foul ball by Drew Butera. John Farrell for many years was Terry Francona's pitching coach here. And the Red Sox were winning World Series 2004, 2007. So he got a managing opportunity with Toronto. Bobby Valentine was fired here. The Red Sox worked out a deal with the Blue Jays. John Farrell was traded for Mike Aviles.
I remember that.
Remember that?
Oh, too bad.
Butera down on strikes. The Royals add a run on Lorenzo Cain's first home run since the end of May. 6 outs to go on defense, and the Royals lead 6-2. You earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Oh, was that a beautiful sight to see. Hosmer in his first at bat with 2 runners on via 2 walks. Gordon comes up, says, hey, I'm not to be outdone. Hit his 14th, and then Lorenzo Cain. He says, it's been a long time since I've had an easy trot around the bases. I'm going to chip in too with his 9th. Dead center field, few rows up. Fellas are happy, got some run support.
Here we are, bottom of the 8th inning, 6-2.
And Ned Yost will go to Brian Flynn with 3 left-hand batters coming up. Brian Flynn has done a nice job out of the Royals bullpen this year, but he's done much better in situations like this, coming on in a so-called clean inning. Nobody on, nobody out. 1 ball, 1 strike. He was warming up in the 7th inning as Chris Young was getting through the Red Sox. Kennedy goes 5 1/3, gives up the 2 runs. Chris Young an inning and 2/3. 2-1 on Bradley.
Great job by Chris Young. Passing the baton on to Flynn here. Flynn fastball slider.
Two and 2. 94 with some movement. It's been a while since Brian pitched. It was on Saturday, pitching a scoreless 9th against Minnesota. Strike 3. 3 strikeouts for Bradley.
Ooh, man, and he painted the corner. Wanted to get in there. Didn't throw it down the middle. Says you're going to have to earn this one. Good spot. You see, first few pitches inside, and he catches the corner on the 5th. And Jackie, you've got to go.
Chris Young, and we missed it by an inning. Chris Young against Chris Young.
Darn it. It could happen. Maybe Sunday.
Oh, it has happened. And the Royals, Chris Young has gotten the better end of that. So Chris Young bats for Travis Shaw. John Farrell mixes in a right-hand bat, and this Chris Young has done very well against left-hand pitching. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Two for 7 off the bench as a pinch hitter this year.
Off the extended netting and into the Royals dugout. 1 and 2. Big disparity. 124 points better as a left-hand hitter.
If you can hit a left-hander and you're a right-handed batter, you're in for business. You'll stay employed. Ooh, man, that's sneaky.
96.
Look at that. He's well rested, and he's taken that competitive baton from Young, saying, not on my turn.
Tonight's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Ryan Lefevre, Rex Hudler with Joe Goldberg and former Royal Mike McFarland filling in for Jeff Montgomery. Timely to have Mac here, former Royal, former Red Sox, former catcher for 1 year of knuckleballer Tim Wakefield, and we saw knuckleballer tonight. Aaron Hill bats for Brock Holt.
It's great to have Mac with us. How about Flynn? He is pitching with some conviction. Says, I'm going to take a little page from Matt Strom. See if I'm seeing Strom fill that strike zone up with heaters. I can do the same thing. And then it just goes back to the competition internally.
Look at that. She's making a Red Sox fan hold that sign. He must really, really love her.
He's hiding. He's hiding behind the sign. Yep, that's right, sir. You must beware.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay. Non-committal as a fan. Cuthbert throws out Hill, and Brian Flynn extends the scoreless bullpen streak to 41 1/3 innings. See him play in person. Mazda game break. Justin Upton. That's a 3-run home run. Minnesota had a 1-0 lead. Royals 6.5 back. Game and a half back of Detroit. That Detroit game is now a final. They beat the Angels at home. Aaron Hill stays in at third base. Cleveland now leads Texas 6-0. They're in the top of the 6th inning. Mondesi shoots it toward the right field corner. Mookie Betts is there. Mondesi's 0 for 4. Going down in the 9th inning. And now Chris Young is in left as John Farrell pinch hit for the third baseman Shaw and the left fielder Holt. Second inning for Fernando Abad. He came on after Kane homered against Tazawa in the 8th inning. Dyson walked, stole 2 bases, and scored in the first inning. The Royals have scored all 6 tonight on home runs. Eric Hosmer with a 3-run home run in the first inning. 2 batters later, Alex Gordon hit a 2-run home run. And the Royals' 6th run came on the Kane homer in the 8th. 2-1 on Dyson.
That first inning aggressive attack was great. Dyson drew the walk, got on base, stole second. Kane gets on with a walk, gets a double steal, and the pressure was on right away. Who hadn't pitched since the 5th of this month. Tester here.
Great play.
But they were aggressive. They attacked. They put some early runs up there before Ian Kennedy even towed the slab. It got him 5 runs. That was nice. I tell you, that home run by Kane, though, that kept him in good with the top of the order coming up here in the 9th inning with the Red Sox. It keeps that slam only a tie it. The slam can't beat him. Home run was good, getting that run back.
How about Bogart's range on that play? Throwing off balance to get a fast runner. That was impressive.
Yes, it was. And, you know, he's going to win a Gold Glove one of these years, too. There was so many great shortstops in this league. This could be a tough voting year this year. Andrelton Simmons might be the best shortstop from the Angels. Correa. Lindor. Look at that. All the way on the second base side. Thought Dyson would have made it closer, and he did. Good quick release.
Chesler's 0 for 4 so far tonight. Two balls, 2 strikes. Boston has the top of the order coming up in the 9th inning. And it appears that top of the order will be facing Peter Moylan. And it's set up for Moylan, at least with the first 2 hitters, right-hand batters. And then Ortiz. Royals lead by 4 to the bottom of the 9th. Thoroughbred Ford. Ready for a great deal on a new Ford? Then it's time to go to Thoroughbred Ford. By Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants.
Hey, the males are still here. That's right. They're going to close it down. Still on the edge of their seat, by the way.
They should be.
Yeah, that's right.
In this ballpark, against this offense, no lead is safe.
None. While I'm thinking about it, I got to give Sally Katz a happy birthday shout out. Sam Abramson's mother. Thank you for watching, Sally. Pete Moylan, sinker slider. Look at the slider. It's a beauty. I don't know what Pedroia was doing on the first pitch. He stepped out on it. That slider, it's a good one. Now you start this one middle of the plate and finish off the plate. There you go. Good try.
Well, it's not a save situation, but it's close enough against this team in this ballpark. The Red Sox average 6 runs a game at home, and yet Ned Yost, after Ian Kennedy went 5 1/3, he's used Chris Young, Brian Flynn, and Peter Moylan. Young went an inning and 2/3. Flynn 1 inning. Way outside, 1 and 2 on Pedroia, who's been on base 4 times tonight. Right-hand batters Pedroia, Bogarts, which gives Moylan a huge advantage. Then Ortiz, and then right-hand batters Betts and Ramirez. Base hit left field, 4 hits for Pedroia. And as far as on base percentage goes, he's 5 for 5 tonight.
How about that? That's a booty knock. Knew the slider was coming. Fell out, off balance, but he's able to keep the head there and found the hole. Step, fall out, get the bat on it. Look at how off balance he was on that back swing there, that backside, but he's able to keep that bat head through the zone. And make it interesting.
Outside to Bogarts. He has 2 hits tonight. Lost another hit on one of the best defensive plays. And it was by his counterpart, Alcides Escobar, in the 6th inning. Not only took a hit away from Bogarts, but saved a run. Another base runner, and it becomes a save situation. Inside, 2-0. Two and 1 on Bogarts. Red Sox have left 10 runners on base. 9 of those were in the first 5 innings.
Just great pitching. Getting the job done.
12 hits. The Royals have pitched well tonight with men on base, men in scoring position. Two and 2.
Good spot. Very deceptive. That sidearm to a righty. That shoulder falls out a lot. You got to really concentrate on keeping it in.
Still 2 and 2.
Bogarts is really good at hitting that inside pitch. It's not just the one in, it's 2 inches in. He's already starts open with his open stance. So his hips are already open to catch that inside pitch, turn on. Like to see Moylan start that slider out of the middle of the plate and let it finish off of the plate. Get him to swing and miss. That's what Moreland wants to do here. Staying in.
He fouled that through the wickets?
Sure did. Seeing some pitches. Look at that. It's a good night to go along with his 2 hits.
Another foul ball. Hit left field, 2 hits with 2 strikes. And the tying run is on deck. It becomes a save situation. Herrera's been warming up.
He's not starting at middle and finishing off. They're waiting for it. They're able to catch it out over. He's throwing it for a strike, and he didn't want to. He wanted to waste it. They're leaning out over and getting it. Got too much to the plate.
Ned was hoping to avoid Herrera altogether. But David Ortiz, Mookie Betts, and Hanley Ramirez are coming up. The Royals lead by 4. 2 on, nobody out. Bottom of the 9th. Balance base hits with 2 on, nobody out. David Ortiz is coming up. We have a full day of baseball tomorrow on Fox Sports Kansas City and FS1. Here it's the Royals and the Red Sox, and how about Danny Duffy and David Price? Coverage starts at 5:30 Kansas City time. FS1 has a doubleheader. Cubs and Dodgers at 2, followed by the Angels and Tigers at 6. Baseball tomorrow on Fox Sports Kansas City and FS1, or watch games live at Fox Sports Go. So Herrera comes on. Tying run is on deck. 2 on, nobody out. And he gets David Ortiz, and you can see the crowd standing up behind him, trying to help rally the Red Sox, who have come up with 2 runs in 8 innings against Royals pitching tonight.
Yep, you know, this is a big opportunity for Herrera here. This is closing games down in the opponent's ballpark is the toughest thing for any closer, especially here. Gonna challenge him with his fastball. It's above average. 95 to 98 slider and an 88-mile-an-hour changeup. Big Papi's had some success. He knows he's got that fastball. He's got to gear up for it.
Herrera knocks it down. He throws to third. Throw back across, double play. Have you ever seen that before? A 1-5-3 double play, just like they practice it all March in Surprise.
Never, ever have they practiced a 1-5-3. But with Big Papi not running, well, he doesn't have very much speed. Herrera went to Cuthbert, who was covering, strong-armed Ortiz at first base. He got him. Oh, what a break. That is nice. And that is this little spell of luck there for that bullpen. That bullpen's going good, I'll tell you.
If look out.
Uh-oh.
Now we're going to get a run at third base. An overthrow, Butera over Herrera, who may have turned his head away too soon, and Bogarts goes to third. We'll see who they hit the air with. Herrera seems to be frustrated with himself. Oh, that's going to be on Butera. So a runner at third, 2 down.
Betts 0 for 1 against Herrera in his career.
1-1. You have to give Cuthbert a little bit of credit just to be ready for that to happen, right?
When he threw it over there, I was wondering if Cuthbert was even there. But obviously, Herrera tipped off his glove, gave Cuthbert some time to break to the bag. It's a good thing.
Grounded foul by Betts. Betts is already 4 for 4.
What a great stroke of luck here in this ballpark.
I don't know if I've ever written down 1-5-3. I'm sure I have, but maybe on a bunt. You know, you get the force at third, then they realize they have an out at first, but 5 hits for Betts. That puts an end to the Royals' scoreless streak out of the bullpen. It's 6-3. Betts is 5 for 5 with 2 RBIs. So it ends at 41 2/3. Longest streak in the major league since 1966.
Impressive. Congratulations, fellas. That was a nice run. We knew it wouldn't last, and especially in this ballpark against the best offense in baseball. But they've done a nice job tonight, pitching with runners in scoring position and men on base. Boy, if they not turn that double play, that would have been problems.
Tying run is still on deck. Outside from Herrera to Hanley Ramirez. He is 0 for 3 with a walk.
And 0 for 2 against Herrera.
Two and 0. Betts takes off, and a base hit into right field. The tying run will come to the plate.
Herrera, having pitched 2 out of the last 3 days, and having to close games down here, sure was nice that the Royals offense got him a lead here. Tough place to close games down.
Sandy León. He struck out in his first 3 at-bats, all against Ian Kennedy. Kennedy struck out 8 tonight. And then against Chris Young, he grounded out to first base.
Yeah, well, we knew that double play was big, but how big was that now? You don't see a lot of teams hit Herrera.
Outside, ball 1.
León has never faced Herrera.
Strike.
Back-to-back changeups. It's a good thing he's leaving that on the outer half. That's a pitch you don't want to leave in the middle. Good command so far, that one.
Now Ramirez runs, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. There's another changeup. Jackie Bradley Jr. is on deck. León has hit 7 home runs this year. Bradley, who would represent the winning run, has hit 21 home runs. On the ground to Mondesi. Throw to first, game over. So the Royals sweat it out in the bottom of the 9th inning. The unconventional 1-5-3 double play was huge. So were the 3 home runs. 2 in the first inning by Hosmer and Gordon, and then Lorenzo Cain in the 8th.
Yes, they were. But let's not forget about that defense. There were some great plays that were made that helped them turn the Red Sox down.